Hey babes, it's your girl Zibit Bay and I'm back again with another video, and today it's Euphoria Sundays. This is a mini series that I created which I'll be recreating Euphoria inspired looks or recreations while Euphoria season 2 is airing. So today we got the fabulous, the baddie, the queen Kat. So Kat was serving this beautiful, colorful look in the first episode of season 2. This is like the New Year's Eve glam, and honestly, like I saw this look, I'm like, oh my god, it's so bold and I love it. And you know, she's always just serving, and so I'm like, let me just do this look, because I'm like, this is a moment, we need to do something colorful, because everything has been, but you know, Kat came with an oomph, and I'm kind of sad we're not getting a lot of Kat this season so far. I hope we get more of her. We got a little glimpse of her, but I'm hoping we get more of her. But anyways, I'm really excited to recreate this look. It's super easy, and yeah, enough talking, let's get into this video. First, I'm prepping my face with Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray. So I'm just spraying this all over my face. That way I get a nice, dewy, refreshed base, because Kat has a nice, like, glowy skin. I feel like she's not really wearing any makeup, maybe a little bit of BB cream, but very light makeup. So then I'm going to go in with ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation, and I'm going to be applying this with my Beauty Blender. When I want to achieve a nice, dewy, like, fresh look, I like to use a beauty sponge, because I feel like it, shears it out nicely and it gives a bit of a glow to it. Then if I use a brush, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more coverage and a more of like mattifying natural finish. I like the finish I get when I use a beauty sponge. Next, I'm going to be applying Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my upper lip, the corner of my mouth, and my chin. And I'm going to let this sit a little bit, let it like really soak into the foundation. This is always good if you want to add a little bit more coverage. Let your concealer sit, but this only works with concealers that don't set really quickly. Okay, you want to make sure you use concealers that take a while to set. Okay, so I'm just going to use my beauty sponge to blend out everything. Then I'm going to be going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer in Hazelnut, and I'm going to be applying this under my cheekbones, my jawline, the sides of my nose, to give a little bit of contoured effect. So first I'm just kind of like swiping the color on, and then I'm going to be blending it out in a nice tapping motion. And just add a little bit of under eye brightness. I'm going with my Covergirl Trublend Undercover Concealer, just applying in the most inner corner under my eye, and then I'm going to blend it out right away, because this is a quick drying concealer, and y'all know this is like one of my favorite concealers of all time. I made a whole video about why you need it in your life, because it's amazing. Now I'm going to be setting my face using the Crayon Case setting powder in O, and I'm using my damp beauty sponge to set under my eyes first. And I don't like to bake, so I'm just blending it in until the powder disappears, and then I'm going to use it to set the rest of my face too. I'm kind of using products I normally don't use, because I packed my bag to go back to Canada, back home, and yeah, so I'm not really using the stuff I normally use, but it still worked amazing anyways. New hack alert. I actually found this hack by accident, but I am using NYX Cosmetics Epic Ink Liner in brown, and I started using this as a brow pen, because for a minute I thought it was my Anastasia one, because they're both black, and then I realized, like, oh my god, I'm using a eyeliner for my brows. But because it's so natural and it's brown and it has the same like consistency as my brow pen from Anastasia, I was like, you know what? This is actually lit, and it's cheaper. So just letting y'all know, it works amazing. So I'm using my brush that has a bit of concealer on it, and I'm just kind of softening the harshness under my brows, because I don't want to use my concealer to give a nice clean cut, because Kat's brows are very natural and her eyeshadow blends right into her brows, and I don't want that like clean cut look. I want it nice and natural. And yes, I am using hair gel again to spike up my brows. It works amazingly, okay? It's amazing. Like, my brows look fluffy, they look full, they stay in place all day, okay? Like, listen, and I like the fact it has no alcohol in it, so it doesn't dry out my brows. But I love this product, okay? So don't come for me. And then I'm just going to go back in with my Epic Ink Liner, just to fill in my brows a little bit more, to give a more thick look, because Kat has some beautiful, luscious, thick brows. So I'm just going in with a light concealer. Normally I would use my P. Louise blank canvas, but because I already packed everything, I had to use my light concealer, and then I mix it in with a bit of like white paint as well, because I will need this like chartreuse color to be really popping. So you want to make sure you blend the edges of your base into your foundation. You don't want no harsh cuts, so that's why I'm using a fluffy brush to really blend everything in seamlessly before I start going into my eyeshadow. So I'm going to be going in with Norvina Cosmetics Pro Palette Volume 2. Honestly, this palette is amazing. Pigmentation on 10. So I'm going in with this beautiful like chartreuse color. And to really get maximum pigment, I am tapping on the color first. We're not sweeping back and forth. First, we're just tapping on the color. That way you get maximum pigment. So I'm just tapping it, tapping. So I'm focusing the color above my crease, and I'm just doing a tapping motion. And then you want to also slightly wing it out as well too. And then when I get the maximum pigment that I want, I'm going to just softly like soften up the edges so it blends into my foundation. Also, make sure you blend the eyeshadow up into your brows. And then even though when you're winging it out, you also kind of want it to go a little bit down. You don't want to wing it upwards, you want to wing it downwards, because that's how Kat's eyeshadow is like. Now I'm going in with my white face paint to cut the crease, and you want to over exaggerate the cut crease because obviously my lid, my natural crease is very little, so I have to over exaggerate it. And then you don't want the crease to go upwards, you want it to go downwards, following the same shape as the chartreuse color. And then you're just going to fill everything in and blend it out. And you want to make sure you don't get a sharp cut crease, because Kat's cut crease is not too sharp. It's very like light, very beginner friendly, because you know she's just getting into makeup, more colorful stuff. So you want to make sure like you soften up the cut crease. And then we're going to go in with this beautiful like blue shimmer color from the Norvina Cosmetic Pro Palette Volume 2, and we're going to be just tapping the color on to the cut crease. And then I'm just using the brush, and I'm just slightly like taking the blue, I'm smudging where the cut crease and the chartreuse color like meets up, so that way it like has a more of a messier blend. And then I'm going to also be doing the same thing towards the end of the winged part of the shadow, because you want to make sure it blends into the chartreuse color, but not too much, because this is supposed to look like beginner friendly makeup, because Kat is not like a pro yet. She's still young, so it doesn't have to be super neat, but still neat. So that's why I'm making sure I'm blending the edges so it's not too harsh. You want to soften up the edges. So now I'm pretty much using my concealer as an eraser and as like definer in a way, because Kat's eyeshadow is like cut nicely, and I'm using the concealer to like softly like cut it and blend it, because it's not like a sharp cut, it's more like a blended cut into the concealer, her foundation, or into her skin. So you can achieve that by just like using some concealer and using a fluffy brush and blending everything out. So Kat just has mascara on her lashes, but for me I need some falsies, so I'm going in with Fruits Cosmetics Apple Branch Lashes. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm just putting on some mascara, because she has mascara only on her bottom part of her eyes. She has no eyeshadow or anything like that. Very beginner. That's what the creator of the look said. She said there's no color under the eyes because Kat's very beginner. And just think about me in my beginning stage of doing makeup. Like, I never used to put makeup on my lower lash line. I just kept it like simple. Next, I'm going in with the Crayon Case Matte Book Palette. I'm going in with that orangey brown shade, and I'm using this as like a bronzer blush duo in a way, because Kat doesn't really have bronzer, she doesn't really have blush, but she has like an orangey brown thing going on her face. So I'm just applying this on the apple of my cheeks and on my nose. And now I'm just lightly highlighting my nose, the tip of my nose, and my cheeks using the Lava Highlight from Haus Labs Heat Spell Bronzer and Highlight Duo. Now it's time for some freckles. I'm going to be going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer in Hazelnut and Chestnut. So I'll be using a hairpin, and I'll be dipping it into the cream bronzer, and I'm going to be pressing it onto my face, onto my nose area, the center of my nose. And then we're using my finger to blend it out. And I'm going to keep on doing that using the two colors. That way I get like some light freckles, some dark freckles. And most of Kat's freckles is focused on the center of her face and a little bit up onto her cheeks. And then I'm going back in with the Crayon Case Matte Book with that beautiful orangey brown color. I'm just applying this on my cheeks and on my nose where the freckles are. Next, I am going to line my lips. Okay, I'm using like brow pomade to like line my lips with, because I packed my my lip liners. So I'm using a brow pomade, but it works still. And now I'm going with ColourPop Luxe Velvet in Room Service, and I'm applying this in the center of my lips. It's a very like soft like liquid lipstick. It's actually very comfortable on the lips. And then I'm going to go in with Pinklipps Cosmetics Lip Gloss in Nudist, and I'm applying this on top of my lip, because Kat has a really nice deep like nude lip, and it's like glossy, and it's just like it's really nice nice color. And I'm just going back in with the with the brow pomade, and I'm just blending it into my lips so I have a more defined like lip line. So this is the end of my look. Time to show you the completed look. And this is the finished look. I absolutely love how this look turned out. I think it's super cute. Next time I will wear the cat signature bob. I just packed it in my bag, so I promise the next time I do a cat look, I would have the bob. And I decided to dress like how she dressed in school. She had a cute little cardigan with like a band tee under and a cute skirt. But I kind of miss Kat from like season 1. I loved her outfits and her like style and how like out there she was. She's really settled this season, but I hope we get some more of her towards the end of season 2. But we did get a little bit of spicy Kat when she was coming for Nate at Maddie's birthday party. Iconic. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you guys next week in another Euphoria Sunday look. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. See you guys next time. Bye.